right, everyone, we are all loaded in this car and it's time to go for season 2. Imagine leaving it all behind for 1 week, trading your daily grind for ocean breezes, salty air, and a road trip through paradise. That's exactly what I did. Welcome to the ultimate escape, the Florida Keys road trip you've been dreaming about. In this special recap, I'm taking you back through every hidden spot, unforgettable moment, and jaw-dropping views from this season of adventures, all packed into one video. From secret beaches to epic food stops to the magic of waking up steps away from the ocean, it's all packed here. And if you ever thought, I wish I could do this, stick around because at the end of this video, I'm finally revealing how you can get your hands on a free ebook packed with secret codes and insider tips to recreate this tested and unforgettable Florida Keys trip yourself. Ready to leave your real life behind for a little while? Let's adventure, everyone! Welcome to recap of Season 2, Vanlifing through Florida Keys. If you're new to the channel and you're dropping right here in this recap, welcome! There's no better time to review this entire season with us. My name is Selena, but you can call me Sally, and here I share my adventures of traveling solo in a camper van and living the most incredible adventures and sharing all those travel tips with you. So come along. Please subscribe, leave me some comments. I love to answer your questions and to share what solo van lifing in a travel adventure is out there. So this is what it takes to bring all of that to the island. Paddleboard, snorkel gear, snacks. So watch closely, take notes, and let's make our dream trip a reality. Coming. What the heck? So definitely stick around because some moments in the season will blow your mind. Let's adventure, everyone! This is Florida Keys season. In this season, we left from the heart of the Walt Disney World in Florida, where I call home, and we drove all the way through the coast, exploring the east coast of Florida, and drove through the main Florida Keys. And we went further, all the way to Dry Tortugas National Park. So come check out all the main tips of the places you cannot miss. Welcome to Season 2, everyone, and I'm gonna take you all with me right now to check what's gonna go into making this one happen. So in this car, I have paddleboard, rollerblades, snorkel gear, all the electronics to record this for you, including, the new drone flights that I'm super nervous about. So let's see how this all will go. I'm super excited for this season. If you haven't been to this channel, welcome. Let's adventure together. And take pen and paper to take note of all these tips because this trip is going to be amazing. And if you come to Florida, you might want to replicate it. Stay tuned. This is your reminder not to freak out if you don't take notes of everything in this movie recap. Next Sunday, we're doing a live to discuss how you can get your free ebook with all the tips about this travel. Today, we're exploring Manatee Lagoon in West Palm Beach, Florida. This 16,000 square foot center offers free admission and parking, and you also can donate to help the research and all the help they do with the manatees around here. It is open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. during the manatee season, which runs from November 15th to March 31st, where the manatees come to this area for the warm waters during the winter. Now, did you know manatees have 237 dense bones, unlike our hollow ones? And get this, they only have 6 neck vertebrae, which means no turning their heads like us. Here at Manatee Lagoon, you can dive into all these fascinating facts about these gentle giants. Plus, you learn about the water they call home and the impact we, humans, have on their lives and how we can better interact and help these creatures. It's a perfect mix of fun and education. Let's check it out. Here you can observe manatees up close, especially near the warm water outflows from the adjacent power plant. Let's dive in. Next on our adventure is the Henry Flagler Museum, also located here in Palm Beach, Florida. This stunning estate, also known as the White Hall, offers a glimpse into the life of Henry Flagler, a key figure in Florida's development. His vision and work in building the Florida East Coast Railway transformed the state, paving the way for modern tourism and connecting the mainland to the Florida Keys. So I figure we couldn't start this trip without learning a little bit about him. Now here's the next main tip for this trip. This is a winter trip, everyone. Here in Florida, it is too hot to come to these places during the summer or the other times of the year. And I'll tell you, I did this trip in December, so I caught all the beautiful Christmas decorations and the perfect weather. Walking through these beautifully preserved rooms and immersing yourself in the lifestyle of the Gilded Age is a great opportunity here. The house is filled with fascinating artifacts from the era, and the gardens are simply stunning. Keep an eye out for some very intriguing and interesting details as we explore. Next, we'll head into the Grand Ballroom, where lavish events were held, including the famous Washington's Birthday Ball, a highlight of the social season back in the day. Other themed parties, including masquerade balls and holiday celebrations, added excitement and variety. Oh my goodness, I would die to be part of one of those. I love throwing themed parties at my own house nowadays. Afternoon tea dances and outdoor garden parties were also offered in a more casual setting, taking advantage of Florida's beautiful winter weather. And make sure you head outside to experience this palace on wheels. Built in 1886 by the Jackson and Sharp Company, this luxurious rail car was Flagler's mobile command center as he expanded the Florida East Coast Railway down the state, where we eventually gonna get to all the Florida Keys. Make sure to check the season episode 1 if you wanna see the full tour of these places. Talking about gardens, I'm about to take to the next secret spot no one knows in this area. It is called the Society of the Four Arts, a vibrant space filled with intriguing art pieces. From sculptures to unique installations, this garden offers a delightful blend of nature and creativity. It's the perfect spot to soak in some culture and enjoy the beauty of both art and the outdoors. A perfect place for you to bring a book to read, sit down for some picnic, and just enjoy some downtime in this busy trip. After enjoying the Arts Garden, don't miss the chance to stroll through Worth Avenue, just around the corner. To start your journey on Worth Avenue, begin at the iconic clock tower at the top of the street. It's a vibrant spot perfect for some leisure shopping with upscale stores, charming coffee shops, and restaurants offering live music. Now let me take you to this cute coffee shop I found at the Colony Hotel called the Pink Paradise. I'll warn you, this place has no price for anything. Their coffees, their food, but it is a cute, bougie experience, so I recommend. Finally, it's here. Today it's Old Dominion concert. And if there's one thing you're gonna learn watching the seasons is that I'm a huge fan and I normally go travel to see them and start a new season. My next tip on this drive to Miami is, even if you don't have an amazing Old Dominion concert to go, is to check out the Hard Rock Hotel in Hollywood, Florida. It is in the shape of a guitar and has all these amazing, unique things for you to see. So then my sign was ready and it was time to head to the front of the stage to watch my favorite band in their sold-out concert, Old Dominion. We were early and we were very in the front of the line, but we still didn't make it to the very front, but we are like second line to the stage. So hopefully you'll get to see the sign. That's a lot of standing and waiting. It's okay. We're here. Oh, Dominion! In every episode of this season, I left a secret keyword. And when you collect all these keywords from each episode, the 21st people to submit those words next episode, where we're gonna do a live, will get a free ebook, including all details to rent a camper van and replicate this trip through the Florida Keys. And even if you don't rent a camper van, I promise you, this is the best itinerary for your trip. So this week is your time to binge season 2 and collect the words, and I'm gonna give you the first one, which of course was Dominion. So if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe and you're here next Sunday to talk to me live, and I'll tell you how to collect your free ebook. Now let's move on to the beauty of all these beach coffees throughout the season. First Watch is a popular breakfast, brunch, and lunch spot here in Florida, known for its fresh, made-to-order dishes. A shout out to my server, Yasin, Leah, and my cook, Connor, that I always visit in Orlando. After filling my tank with some breakfast, it's time to fill the van with some food. So let's go shop at Walmart. Being my second time traveling in a camper van, I'm getting the hang of the easy things to prep, so I'm gonna include a list of foods for you to get at the groceries if you decide to try a camper van travel. And in my ebook, I'm also including a little recipe book for meals on the go. Now, the challenge of the day is to fit all the groceries in the car that is fully packed. I think we made it with the groceries. Now let's go get the van. We have arrived at the van pickup location, and one of those babies is ours. Let's go check out. Here in the office, they also have a shelf of free stuff, things that other people travel with and they left behind, so you can help yourself. And you can also, on the way back, leave things here that you're not gonna use. The excitement of figuring out which one was ours was high. And when we found it, here's my tip for you. Make sure you check and take pictures of your vehicle 360 and find all those damages. All right, adventurers, I hope you're all ready for this, because it is time to change this baby here for this baby here. Our new home for this week in Key West. I can't wait for what the season is gonna bring us. I'm gonna walk you through later all the insane adventures that is for this season. But right now, let's take a quick look in this van. Better than season 1, and woo, welcome home, everyone. Here. So this is a quick tour before we load the van. This is how you get into the living room, and upgrades. We get mosquito net on this one, and it rolls down here. The fridge is right at the door. So we have a fridge with a little freezer. Nice. And here we have some of the controls for the van. This, she said, it should always be on. Here are lights. Then we have our dining room right here. We have an upstairs bedroom. Thankfully, I was properly shown how to fully extend and fold it back.
So you make sure these are in here.
And then pull it by there.
Yeah, pull it right back down.
And then pull it by the...
Make sure this is out.
Got it, because yeah, we'll get trapped out in there too.
Clip it.
Thank you. Voila! The cabin of the van. Now we have on this one propane. So we have a gas top for cooking dinners. That's an upgrade. I grew up with food cooked on gas stove. So for me, living in America, cooking in electric stove is a lot of difference. We have our sink, cabinetry. We have our shower inside here. And our bathroom, toilet, hot water, yes, very tiny, but we're gonna make it work. Now here is the garage and bedroom area all in one. So you can use this as a seat, and then the bed right here comes down. And voila! There we have our bedroom. Super easy to flip and put it back. See, I'm doing it all with one hand because I'm also cameraman. And then here goes to the back. I don't know what this is for. Oh, I guess it's shower curtain for the outdoor shower, maybe. Here. Huh, figuring it out. Okay, let's open this one first. And then this is the view of our own, of all our home. There is some drawer storage down here. I mean, I thought there was. I need to figure out how to unlatch this. I think it opens up from here. We have an outdoor shower that we can use. Outlets back in here as well. And let's see what crazy adventures this van is gonna take us. Let's adventure, everyone! Now it's time for us to unpack everything that is in this car and transfer to this van. You wanna see how this marathon will go? Let's do this. I'm gonna put you right here to watch how this will go. The best thing to do the day you pick up the van is really get it all organized for the trip. So you're not trying to do that as you're trying to do your adventures. And I strongly recommend you kind of create a little home for where everything will go, so you know where to go and look for things. The vans from Indie Campers, they come equipped with all the kitchenware, some cleaning products, toilet paper, and in that ebook I'm building for y'all right now, I am including a list of every item you should have in your van, so you can check if you're renting one, or you can purchase in the grocery store before your trip. So it was just time for me to unpack all that stuff and find their homes in the van and be ready to go. All right. Time to head out to our first camping spot. Let's go. Our camping spot was remote, so we wanted to get as close as we could to the Florida Keys, and I found, you all, this incredible winery all the way out in the country. And I'll say this is a must stop before your trip to the Keys. You understand how remote you are when you look to the side and there are horses and carriages in their own lane in the traffic. awesome.
And we have arrived in the winery where we're spending the night. It's pitch black in here. I love the nighttime camera on the phone because you all can see more than I can right now. This is beautiful. It's just an open field. There's some other RVs over here too. It is a gorgeous sky. Ah, this is gonna be great. I think I'm gonna go check the winery a little bit.
Make sure to check episode 2 in the season to get a full tour of the winery, what you cannot miss. And I'll tell you, you need to bring bottles of this wine home because some of the flavors were absolutely amazing.
Heading back to the van in the pitch black.
Nice. Let's see outside, upstairs. All right, let's literally set up camp. Let's get pajamas. Let's not forget Stitch, and I'll see you all up in bed.
So this is the view of tonight for the winery.
And I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Bye, everyone.
What the heck?
And after literally the wild night in the winery last night, it's time to leave this wine paradise and head to the first of the keys we're gonna start exploring, which is Key Largo. If you plan this trip right, you can catch the most amazing sunrise in one side of the keys and sunset in the other. And I have all that in the booklet for you. I can say I'm definitely not a morning person, but I do love catching a good sunrise and enjoying coffee or tea and just chilling in that first beginning of the day and watching the sunrise in the horizon.
This, everyone, is one of the best spots when you arrive in Key Largo to come watch a sunrise, because right after you have this awesome restaurant called The Hideout to come and have some breakfast. Let's go check it out.
For this one, make sure to check out episode 3 for all the details and tips on the visits of this day. Good morning, adventurers. It is morning coffee chat time. Let's talk about a little bit, what are you up to see in this season? There are a few things I am terrified about. I can't wait until we get to the end of the season to see how all these things pan out. Number one is, this is the first time I'm gonna be boondocking with the van. And for those not familiar with the term, boondocking is when you're in a camper van and instead of parking overnight in a proper camping site, you find parking on a street. There's a risk that cops will come in the middle of the night, knock at your door and say, hey, you cannot be doing this here, you need to leave. People that live the van lifestyle, they call the knock. Are we gonna get the knock? Coming. Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing good, how are you?
Good. Are you in there by yourself?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Now let's get to the first of the state parks we're gonna stop. This is John Penna Camp, everyone. Welcome to John Penna Camp Park, everyone. And Unlike any other, this is the first undersea state park in the United States. The perfect place to scuba dive, kayak, and do a glass bottom boat tour. You can find all the details and tips of this park also in episode 3. So what I love about this bowl that I always get at first watch is that it's always enough food for 2 days. And the next day, just reheat with some fresh eggs, and you're good to go. Something very special about this park is that you can also visit this unique aquarium and learn about the marine life particular to this park. Exploring the outside, have you heard about falling iguanas in Florida? Well, what about cliff jumping ones? That's something new.
Alright everyone, flashback to Hawaii much? Why are they all by my camper? They're on top of the camper. What the? Did you just see that?
Next of the keys in our itinerary was leaving Key Largo and making our way into Islamorada, where we lived some wild adventures. I'm so glad on how I planned this stop in Islamorada because there's so much to explore here and this made for the perfect itinerary.
So I hope you're all ready because this is one of the biggest stops of this trip. Let's go see it.
This is for all the lobster fans. This is the biggest crustaceous you can see in the face of Earth.
As you can see, there are many unique stops in your drive through the Keys, and you catch all these details on episode number 4, so make sure to go back and check it out. But we're gonna glance through some of the main things you'll see in Islamorada.
To the History of Diving Museum, and right off the bat there is this yellow submarine, which is a one-man submarine. Like, this is insane. Who would do that? Would you ever go underwater like that? Ooh, crazy. Let's check what other crazy stuff they have in here.
This is definitely one of the main stops you should do when visiting Islamorada, and don't miss watching episode 4 to catch all the details and one emotional story you will learn when visiting this museum. You cannot miss that.
Let's see how long we can hold our breaths. Whew. 57.
Are you guys still holding your breath? Breathe, breathe. No one passing out on this episode.
So the first invention was this bell that they used to go down to collect sponges underwater, and then they would swim just inside the bell to get air instead of have to go all the way to the surface. But fun fact, it's saying here that in the Florida Keys, sponges are collected from the boats using long poles, and the key sponges are called hookers. Let's see what was like to go inside Diving Bell.
Something I love about this museum is how you can interact and learn versus just walking and reading. La Capitana was a Spanish galleon that sank in the 17th century, carrying treasure destined for the New World. Art Mickey became one of the first to retrieve artifacts from shipwrecks like this, diving with early equipment to recover items like coins, jewelry, and tools. Here in the museum, you see some of these incredible artifacts he brought to the surface, each one holding a piece of history and adventure. Isn't it amazing to imagine the stories behind them? Now, this was a very touching and inspiring moment of this visit. You can sit and learn the story about Matt Johnston, the first ventilator-dependent quadriplegic to scuba dive. Despite his condition, Matt pursued his dream of underwater exploration. And you can watch this full story in episode 4 to get inspired. Definitely a reminder for none of us to give up on our dreams, despite any barriers we might have. There's so much to learn, experience, and see in this museum, including helmets from all over the world, diving suits, understand the difference of the equipment available for you to dive. There's so much I didn't know. SCUBA stands for Self-Contained Underwater Breathing Apparatus. Did you know that? And I swear, even Mr. Tony Stark visited here to get inspired in building his Iron Man suits. And this is some of the incredible creatures you can find deep under the sea. I definitely left this museum in awe of everything I've just learned and experienced. But now it's time to shift gears and dive into some real adventure. Let's head out and try to feed the tarpon fish and see if it's gonna eat my entire arm.
Pelicans, they are nasty. They are nasty. They will try to steal this fish and they won't stop.
Let's do this. Let's hide this gross fish somewhere.
I was so focused on being afraid of the tarpon, I didn't think about the pelicans.
They're huge. Yo, this is terrifying. I have their food. They're no joke. Oh God. Okay, this one is ready. Oh, he's coming at me. No. Already unsuccessful. He was chasing me. Yes. Oh my God, I'm terrified. You're my angel. What's your name? Connor. Thank you.
I can't find words to explain how terrified I was of the scene I saw of them eating your entire arm.
All right, try number 2.
Oh, by the way, they do bite.
To properly feed them, you're supposed to splash the fish down in the water and hold it for them. But yeah, I did not have the courage to do that. I gotta say 2 things. You need to watch full episode 4 and you need to go live this experience.
Alright, last one. We did it, or did we? We tried. It was good effort. Or not. Oh my God. The size of this fish. My heart is literally pounding. Oh, my fingers smell like fish. After a very traumatic feeding the fish experience, it's time to feed the fish to me.
Oh my God, you guys, I came back to say that the food is amazing. Definitely worth a stop to feed the fish and feed the fish to you. Bye. So we survived feeding the tarpon fish at Robbie's Marina, and now it's time for the next and last, and I think I'm most nervous than feeding the tarpon fish adventure of the day. Today is day 1 of boondocking, everyone, so wish me good luck. I'm gonna have to look on my phone and make sure I know backup places to go. So if I do get the knock on my door, I have a location to go and continue to sleep. But it's definitely gonna be one of those nights that you sleep with one eye closed, one eye open. I'll send you news from the van, so let's go. Let's find this location. It's crazy how sometimes your gut talks to you. Like, I feel completely different in this parking lot that I came right now. Part of the job after hanging up with y'all is covering all the windows to go to sleep, and every morning uncovering them. But then this happened. I swear to God, the most crazy idiot stuff started you over. Last night, remember all the dogs barking, the crazy howling in the middle of the night? And now I was just about to start prepping the bed, and some idiot starts screaming in the parking lot here. Some kid. I just looked through the window and there's nothing going on. But man, those things are rough. Well, this is all part of the excitement of van traveling, including figuring out how to make this bed. And now it's time to pray for no knock in these windows during the night and just feel thankful for another day of great experiences. We continue to explore the drive through the Florida Keys by leaving Islamorada, where we had the crazy experience feeding the tarpon at Robbie's Marina. And today we're gonna cross the long 7-mile bridge and end at Bahia Honda State Park. But now, let's head and discover the 7-mile long bridge. Welcome to one of the most breathtaking drives in the world. The legendary 7-mile bridge stretching across the sparkling turquoise waters of the Florida Keys. This isn't just any bridge, it's a journey through time, a marvel of engineering, and an experience that feels like floating between the sky and the sea. And episode 5 is a must-watch for you to learn the 7 must-do stops on this iconic 7-mile bridge. I always talk about happy accidents, and this was definitely one of them. I had plans to do before cross the 7-mile bridge, but I accidentally missed the exit and ended up crossing it first. So here is my tip number 1. Cross the 7-mile bridge to start your day and just feel the sea breeze as you watch the sun rising at the endless horizon. Right after you cross the bridge, you want to pull over to this first exit to your left to enjoy some coffee and watch the sunrise. Getting ready for the next adventure. So let's close up this van and drive back the 7-mile bridge. It's been a while since I last rollerblade, so hopefully I won't take any extra memories like scrapes. But there's amazing view and there's amazing moments. So,
ladies and gentlemen.
Great, I just found out that my rollerblades are broken. It's missing the strap on the top. Let's see if I can do it with that.
And here's another incentive for you to catch up with episode 5 to see what happened.
All right, everyone. Mile 0.0. Here we go.
Ah, these gates are loose as hell. Now, only if you watch episode 5, you know what the heck happened.
Bye, skates. All right, take two. Let's try this again. All right, everyone, this is way more my comfy way of riding and recording because I'm biking. So we started the bridge at 10 a.m. Let's see how long it takes to get to the other side. So this is the old 7 Mile Bridge. The new 7 Mile Bridge is on the other side. So that's where all the cars go through. And here is just for bikes, pedestrians, and crazy people with old skates. I don't know who those are. So there's also a little train ride. So if you didn't bring a bike or broken skates like me, you can hop on that little train and go all the way to Pigeon Key and back. We're now approaching Pigeon Key, which is this tiny little island we see right ahead of us. So let's fast forward there. Visiting Pigeon Key is definitely a must number 5 on visiting the 7 Mile Bridge, everyone. And again, make sure to check episode 5 to see all the details of this visit. The buildings you see around here are the original bunk houses from 1908 from the men that built the 7 Mile Bridge. Nowadays, a lot of them are occupied by researchers that live in the island, and you cannot enter, and they will be clearly labeled for that. The one you can enter and must visit is the History Museum. At the start of this season, we visited the Henry Flagler Museum, diving into the legacy of the man who changed Florida forever. And now, as we reach Pigeon Key, we see yet another piece of vision come to life. Henry Flagler, a railroad tycoon and one of the masterminds behind Florida's development, had a dream to connect the mainland to Key West by rail. This led to the creation of the Overseas Railroad, one of the most ambitious engineering feats of the time. A very interesting and intriguing story, and I share all the details in this episode 5. The construction of the bridge itself was an engineering marvel. Every step of this process was a testament to human determination and ingenuity. And today, standing on Pigeon Key, surrounded by remnants of this story, you can still feel the spirit of those who built the 8th wonder of the world. Coming out of the museum and standing in front of this bridge from back then is definitely an impactful moment to now understand the piece of history that is in front of you. Now this is definitely a hidden gem and amazing secret on the back of the property is the pier, where you can just chill under the shade, appreciate the full length of the bridge, maybe do a picnic, and gather some energy to bike back the old 7 Mile Bridge. So we're just now approaching the end of the bridge. It is a 2-mile ride on the broken old bridge. And what a fast bike ride, huh? For you guys. For me, it was about 16 minutes. Strongly recommend come with a bike because this was super cool to go and check out Pigeon Key. So now let's head back to the van and I'll take you to the next adventure. Alright, so bike is back in the van, we're packed again. It's almost 1 o'clock, so I think it's time to cook some lunch. How much I love to have a full kitchen and everything ready with me wherever I am. So it was time to cook lunch and get ready for the next adventures of this fully packed day. Leaving Pigeon Key, the Turtle Hospital is just a few minutes down the road, so it's a must visit after you having that experience. As soon as you step through the doors, you're surrounded by information about these incredible creatures and the work being done to save them. The lobby is part education center, part gift shop, and it's the first stop on your visit. And right next to here, we headed to the room where they give you a full explanation and rundown about the animals and about the rescue project they do over here. You can watch this full episode with all its details and information on the turtles on episode 6. Where to me, it was mind-blowing to learn that a loggerhead turtle can eat an entire hard conch shell. You were able to physically hold sponges and even the shell of a turtle and see from the inside and outside. The next part of this experience was to walk into the hospital and see where they conduct surgeries and learn a little bit more on how they help these rescued animals. The experience here in the turtle hospital and learning about these animals with some fascinating facts was absolutely a must when you are in Marathon. These adorable patients are in several different areas according to their needs outside in the hospital. So first we stopped to visit the ones in the big pool. These ones specifically are going through a rehabilitation process that I'll share the details I learned with you on episode 6. All the pals healing together. You have Wow at the top, Sky swimming along, and now Corey coming around. And there's so much more still to see. There's a pool in the back where you're able to feed the patients that live there and then go around and meet all the babies. We even got to experience they receiving a new patient into the hospital. Now after such an amazing day, it was time to sing All Dominion from the top of my lungs as we drove again back on the 7-mile bridge to reach on the other side the Bahia Honda State Park, where I'm gonna show you the details on how to catch the best sunset to wrap up your day. In our picnic menu, we have some mixed nuts, leftover pretzels from the other day, actually from the Old Dominion concert. We have 3 very juicy chicken and artichoke dip sandwiches. We have a little charcuterie board, plastic, not board, with cheese, prosciutto, some carrots, little orange, and some raspberries, and of course, water. Now let's put that in the bike. Oh, look at that, in a bag and all. Now let's get this bike out of here. Ha! Oh yeah. Man, life on YouTube is so much easier than in real life. All right. Let's go, everyone. Now this is as close as to a hike we're gonna get here in Key West. Missing all those hikes in Hawaii. But man, this is gorgeous as well. So we're almost at the bridge. Let's go. The old Bahia Honda Bridge stretches an impressive 5,055 feet across the Bahia Honda Channel. Originally built between 1905 and 1912 as part of the Henry Flagler's ambitious East Coast Railway we've been learning about this entire season. It was later converted into a highway in 1938, carrying travelers on the original overseas highway. But by 1972, the bridge was retired, its role in transportation history coming to an end. Today, it stands as a reminder of a bold vision of engineering feats of a time when the dream of connecting the keys to the mainland became reality. And thanks to preservation efforts, we can still walk up to this historic landmark. take the incredible views, and appreciate the legacy it left behind. Now make sure to catch up with episode 6 to learn all the details of this park, including this amazing sunset spot. The sun is sinking low, painting in the sky in golden fire, and I'm here, barefoot in the sand, the waves brushing against my skin, the warm ocean breeze wrapping around me like a familiar embrace. I take a deep breath, letting it all sink in. This moment, this freedom, this life. I think back to the times I hesitated, waiting for the perfect timing, the perfect companion, the perfect plan. But the truth is, the adventure is always waiting. It just takes the courage to say yes, to step out alone, to trust that the world has something incredible to show you. And now, standing here in this perfect spot, watching the sun melt into the horizon, I feel nothing but gratitude. Gratitude for every step that brought me here, for every risk that led to reward, and for the simple, beautiful truth that you don't need permission to live the life you dream of. I really hope these videos remind you of that you are capable, that you are strong, and that the world is waiting for you too to go and experience it. Because once you do, you'll never be the same. This was a sunset to cry about. I call it a triple sunset because it set on the first top cloud, then it set again on the next cloud, and then it came out at the bottom and it really set. Like, that was absolutely gorgeous. Reminds me, third time's the charm. You gotta wait for the most beautiful things in the life to come. It gives me hope that maybe also some of the most beautiful things in my life are to come. I mean, this this is pretty beautiful. Since my first van travel in Hawaii, showering outside is quite an experience that I enjoy, and I was really glad to find this spot here in the park. So shower outside of the van day it was. Success. Did good for our boondocking today because in the parking lot I found all these plants. They're out here and they're totally covering the van, so it's time to go to sleep. Can't wait to see what's gonna happen tomorrow. Good night, everyone. We started the next day at the Key West International Airport, hopping on a very adventurous seaplane flight at about 70 miles away from Key West to hit Dry Tortugas. Thank goodness that before we had to wake up super early for these adventures I was very nervous about, I was able to get some sleep. That's not the same story of the end of this episode, so stick to the end and we'll get to that part. But for now, let's head to the Key West International Airport. You can find all the details about this amazing experience on episode 7. Oh, you do have the prettiest plane. You wanna say hi? Hey everyone, this is Britt, our pilot that is not gonna make me be terrified about this thing. Oh, it's super tiny.
And he allowed me to bring my paddleboard, so we're up for an amazing adventure. This episode's just starting, so stick around.
I gotta say I was very impressed to see how crafty and the skills this man had to have to fly this tiny plane. I was very spoiled to be able to get first seat watching all of this, and that kind of got my mind out of how nervous I was about this tiny plane flight, and I was more very intrigued about how this was gonna go up. So let's go together and check it out, because we're literally pumping in here.
Sky's the limit, can't you see? Leave the world unspoken, time to set yourself free. Spread your wings.
The Florida Keys are an archipelago of over 1,700 islands, with about 800 considered keys. The term key comes from the Spanish word cayo, meaning little island. The Dry Tortugas are located about 70 miles west of Key West in the Gulf of Mexico, and the name Dry Tortugas comes from the Spanish word tortuga, meaning turtle, due to the large number of sea turtles in this area. Our pilot was sharing all these details through our flight, and then we had this absolutely mesmerizing moment where we briefly saw a school of dolphins passing by.
Feel the wind unbroken, whispers of what could be. Fly free, let your spirit soar. Fly free like the sea, touch the distant shore.
As we approached Dry Tortugas, we passed several small islands, and East Key is the smallest, measuring just 100 by 200 meters. Then Bush Key, connected to Garden Key by a sandbar, is home to a large tern rookery, where birds are nesting. The park is home to Fort Jefferson, the largest brick masonry structure in the Western Hemisphere, built with over 16 million bricks. The Dry Tortugas are known for their pristine waters, abundant sea life, and tropical bird breeding grounds. Definitely a paradise for bird lovers and snorkeling/scuba diving adventures, or people who try to be those like me. I was a little nervous about how this landing was gonna go, but I was surprised of how smooth it was.
Make your own decree. Life in bright flashes, embrace your destiny. No more fear to ponder.
And I was definitely impressed again for watching Brit's skills to back up this plane. So we have just landed in Dry Tortugas, and now it's time to speed up because I'm trying to tour the fort, paddleboard, and snorkel. So let's go do all of that. And this flight was amazing. Pretty interesting how the landing goes. It's a lot smoother than what I thought it would be. So let's go explore. This is Dry Tortugas, everyone. So this is what it takes to bring all of that to the island. Paddleboard, snorkel gear, snacks, and our plane is abandoning us. Episode 7 is definitely loaded of information and inspiration for you to check it out. I not only share history of this place, as well as tips, how to best plan your visit, and how insane I was to accomplish all the different things I set myself to do in just an hour or two. Part of the intriguing history details you learn on episode 7 is the story of Dr. Mudd, accused of being part of the assassination of President Lincoln. There are many interesting facts and places to explore in this fort, so let's get to the second floor. This fort is huge, almost like a maze with many areas for you to explore, so make sure that you plan you're gonna spend at least an hour to an hour and a half here. As you ascend to the second level of Fort Jefferson, you notice the fort's design was intentionally left incomplete to reduce weight and prevent sinking. This strategic decision highlights the challenges faced during its construction. The beauty and danger of this place is there are no railings nowhere around, so you gotta be very careful of where you're walking, but absolutely stunning experience. Outside wall where you have to walk. It's traditional. I wasn't quite sure what side gives the best view, so I start going to the left, exiting the fort, and figure out it was a dead end. So when you go walk the external wall, go to the right side, exiting Fort Jefferson for the best views. And no, you're not gonna be the only one walking around those walls. This area right around the corner from the fort is also where they recommend you to snorkel. For beginners, just stay close to the wall, and the more experienced can adventure down the ocean. To tour the fort and walk around the wall took me most of the time available in the island, but I wasn't ready to quit on my board. It was such a hard job to bring to the island, so I decided to pump it up and enjoy my last minutes floating on the water until I realized I forgot the adapter that pumps the board to the right PSI.
Alright, you guys, this is more a floating adventure instead of a pedal adventure because I forgot the damn connector that plugs into the pump that pumps the board to the proper pressure. So we're literally bending. But we could get out here and float a little bit since I'm afraid of, just coming and snorkeling on my own. So this was good anyways. We'll just float.
Next, it was time to heat up the engine again to take off of the island. When I just realized this is the first time I'm gonna take off from the water, I was super excited. Was to keep an eye out for the shipwrecks beneath the clear waters. And you can learn about the ones we saw on the full episode 7.
What an adventure adventure, everyone. Oh my god. And as always, as Selena does, I plan to do too much in too little time. And as I always say, the best part about traveling with your hotel on wheels is I have my kitchen here because I'm starving. Let's cook some breakfast. So we have again the same menu as yesterday, but this breakfast over here at the airport, listening to the seaplanes landing and taking off. It's super cool. So we're gonna have some scrambled eggs with chicken, our coffee about to brew over here. Let's enjoy some breakfast and then let's go to Key West with me. Let's go discover Key West. I'll see you all soon.
As you step in the Key West Butterfly and Nature Conservatory, the journey begins in a charming boutique filled with delicate treasures, colorful butterfly souvenirs, shimmering wind chimes, and nature-inspired artwork. This is more than just a store, it's a glimpse into the magic that awaits. Because beyond this boutique, the first room welcomes you with the walls adorned with intricate butterfly displays, showcasing the incredible diversity of these winged wonders. Make sure to check episode 8 for a full tour with me to one of my favorite butterfly gardens I've ever been, and I've been to quite a few of them. And don't miss the chance to meet the resident flamingos, Red and Scarlet.
How's it going in there? Where's your buddy? Hello? Oh, hey. Hi, you guys. Hi. Hi.
As you near the end of the conservatory, you come across the windows that offer a final glimpse into the butterfly's incredible journey. Caterpillars inching along, forming their delicate chrysalises, and butterflies emerging. It's a reminder that every fluttering beauty in the garden began as something small, patiently waiting for its moment to take flight. A perfect farewell to this magical place where change is always in the air.
So this one apparently is trying to make escape. She's ready to fly. Right by the exit door.
You have to be very careful when you leave, and they will check you to see if anyone is trying to make escape on you.
So we're gonna be parked here for the night. That's the plan. And so we got the bike out to cross all the way Duval Street and get to Mallory Square, where we're gonna watch the sunset. So we're getting ready because we're gonna start crossing that on the way to the Hemingway Museum. Everything is packed over here. This is amazing. Let's go. Bike ride.
Agenda was to find where the Ernest Hemingway Museum was, so we could go and explore. Stepping through the grand doors of the home, you're immediately transported into a world of one of the greatest literary minds of the 20th century. The high ceilings, vintage furnishings, and the sunlit walls whisper stories of a life both extravagant and deeply introspective. Make sure to check episode 8 to do a full tour of the house with me, learn about the intriguing stories about all these wives, and get some tips about your visit. And like every museum, you end end up in a store, but in this one you can find some unique memorabilia and souvenirs you can't get anywhere else about Hemingway. From books to collectibles inspired by his life, it's the perfect place to take home a piece of literary history. Do not miss to visit the room upstairs by the pool. It's Hemingway's private writing studio. This was his creative retreat where he spent early mornings crafting some of his most famous works, surrounded by books, typewriters, and the quiet hum of Key West.
This is the Moondog Cafe.
Let's see if this is really the best key lime pie in Key West. Come with me. I gotta say that just the bakery window right at the entrance already convinced me to stay in. Now, let's go and find that famous key lime pie.
And they're playing Old Dominion. I already love this place.
I didn't even get my key lime pie yet, and I cannot recommend this experience enough. Look at this lovely back porch with, of course, chickens. And oh my god, yes! Please stop at this place to eat this amazing key lime pie with a mile-long topping of meringue. This is how my mom used to make key lime pie at home, and for me, it's really difficult to really find a key lime pie better than my mom's, but this got pretty close. Sorry, Mom.
So on our way biking, we found the mile zero, the end. But you know, for us, it's not the end. Let's continue to paddle. So we found Mallory Square after a few detours. We parked the bike with the same trick. And now, let's go check this famous sunset over here.
Now this is one of the most competitive sunsets, so you definitely want to get here a little earlier to guarantee a good spot to catch a sunset.
What a beautiful sunset. Sometimes you expect that perfect sun setting in the water, and then you see the clouds and you're like, oh, that's gonna ruin my sunset. But I think it makes it more special and intricate than just a regular sunset. Sometimes life is like that too. You expect the most perfect, easy flow on your plans, and then everything turns around, a cloud appears in the middle, but that makes it more intricate and special. So here's your reflection for today's sunset. Now let's explore Duval Street and Mallory Square.
Next is definitely time to walk to Duval Street and enjoy all the live music and great restaurants this area has to offer. And once again, make sure to check episode 8 to see the tips of the restaurants, some random stops you should do around Duval Street, and the reason why I didn't eat one bite on this evening. Now, Mallory Square Market is definitely the top spot to shop for your trinkets and memory from this trip. Next must-visit location in this area is Salty Frogs Bar and Grill, known for its lively atmosphere, music, and walls covered with dollar bills from around the world. It's more than just a bar, it's a community tradition. At the end of the night, it was time to get back to the van and try our luck on another night of boondocking. But was I that lucky this night?
This is nice. So right beside where I parked the van, the house or whatever it is back in here has those wind chimes. So this is the music I'm gonna sleep with today. Listen to it. Coming. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. Are you in there by yourself?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. You mind just opening the door and can we see some ID?
Absolutely.
Damn, everyone. It's 3 o'clock in the morning and the knock came. Terrifying. They said it's the ordinance of the city that no one can sleep in parking lots or in vehicles if it's not a campground. They took my driver's license. They just said, you know, I'm not in trouble, but I cannot be caught doing that again. And they said they're gonna give me time to figure out and get out of here. Great. So let me figure out what I'm gonna do.
As I mentioned, all these days boondocking, I always had a secondary plan in mind. And I already had in mind if something happened while I was here, I was gonna go to that parking lot. I was able to sleep the night before, so that's what I did.
We're back at the same spot as last night, and there's another camper van over here tonight, and there's a truck over there, like sideways. I think the driver is sleeping there too, so let me try to sleep for another few hours and then wake up early to go watch the sunrise. Wish me good luck.
After the whole debacle of getting the knock on my door last night and not getting enough sleep, I was a little late for the sunrise, but I came back to the very same parking lot since I already have paid until 11, and this is right next to where you go watch the sunrise.
So from this parking lot, we are a short walk from the southernmost point. It's just over the street to the right. And then I think another couple of blocks and we'll be there. Let's speed this up. Also, everyone, besides catching the sunrise here, you catch no line when you come at this time.
Marked by this iconic buoy, this spot in Key West, Florida draws visitors from all over the world. Once it was a simple dock, but it became a famous photo stop in the 1980s, symbolizing the island's rich history and tropical charm. Whether you're here for the history, the roosters and chickens, the stunning ocean views, or just to say you've been as far as south as you can go, this is a must-visit destination on any Key West adventure.
All right, so coming down the street from the southernmost point, after crossing with your chickens, I'm just kidding. After getting your picture with the southernmost point, you want to come down the street and make your right on this plaza to watch the sunrise, because at the angle we are at the southernmost point, you cannot really see. So let's go check it out. Very random, but this is what they call a mercat. I'm just kidding. It's a catfish. No, thank you. Had enough of those. And it was a sunrise on the clouds to match with the sunset yesterday.
So after testing and trying this experience, I will definitely stop here first to watch the sunrise from this awesome pier and then head to the southernmost point for your morning pictures. The next exciting stop of this trip was to discover Fort Zachary Taylor State Park.
Now with this back porch today, there's no way we were gonna have breakfast inside the van, so let's go and enjoy breakfast picnic.
As I sit here with my breakfast, gazing out at the endless ocean, I'm reminded of how traveling in a camper van brings us closer to these beautiful moments. It's not just about the places we visit, but the freedom to stop, reflect, and appreciate life's simple pleasures. So whether you're on the road or dreaming of your next adventure, remember that every moment counts. Embrace the journey and let it inspire you. All right, now it was time to clean everything up for breakfast and move on to the next activity of the day. All right, Arriving at the beach, I can't help but reminisce about my childhood weekends spent by the shore. The ocean has always been a place of reflection and renewal for me. Every wave that crashes on the shore brings a sense of peace, recharging my spirit and reminding me of the beauty in life's simple moments. Whether near or far from the ocean, we all need these moments to pause, reflect, and rejuvenate our energies. And definitely in your visit to Key West, this is a must stop to just relax, reflect. And one of the things I always loved when I used to go to the beach is to take a long walk along the shore. And that's a good moment to just let your mind free of busy thoughts. What is your favorite thing to do on the beach? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear about you.
So there's a beautiful place to snorkel at the corner of the beach. And there are barriers with corals and rocks. But you all, I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes in life, you have certain phobias or fear of things that makes you feel uncomfortable. And I totally say you should push it and try to do it. Just to see, can you break that fear? Is it something different than what you created in your head? But to be honest, snorkeling on my own in a beach with just a few people, don't feel safe. Don't think I'm gonna enjoy. Don't wanna do it. So I'm just gonna respect it. I've done it in Hawaii. If there was a Pam and a Hunter here, I miss you guys. I probably would do it. If I was with friends that were doing it, I probably would do it. But in the conditions I'm at right now, this is gonna be a fail, and this is gonna be a nope, we're not doing that. So sorry everyone, failing on the snorkeling part.
Now it's time to learn a little bit about Zachary Taylor, our 12th U.S. president, and how this fort came about. I strongly recommend when you come to visit this fort that you take the time to do the free guided tour. There's so much information you wouldn't learn just from reading the signs. So make sure to check episode 9 where I share all the tips on how to get your tour and the fun facts you can learn about Fort Zachary Taylor. As part of the free tour, you come across a small auditorium that tells the story of the Sally Port, the fort's only entrance, and I share the history details with you on episode 9 as well. There's also an area once served as a hospital where the sick, many suffering from yellow fever, were treated. Hence why you always find a chapel to pray for them. As I mentioned in the beginning, this is one of the largest collections of cannons you can find from Civil War, and you also learn detailed information about them in this tour. Now, if you're intrigued by history facts and random things like these canyons buried on the walls of the fort, make sure to check episode 9 because there's definitely some artifacts here that you want to hear the full story about. After exploring Fort Zachary Taylor on last episode, today we'll make an awesome stop at Lazy Dog Adventures for paddling and then start heading back. But stay tuned to the end because I'm gonna share this most amazing spot to stop for dinner and sunset on your way back.
So we arrived at the paddle location, and I think exhaustion from all these activities are catching up to me. So this is gonna be a hard one, but let's go check it out.
As we walk into Lazy Dog, I want to share a very special moment that happened for me. I saw this bench with some adorable dogs painted on it. and one of them had a halo on its head. And that one in particular instantly reminded me of Bailey. Bailey was my little Dachshund Maltese mix that was my buddy for travel and adventures for years. He would get so excited about traveling, looking out the window, and we would often go and paddleboard together. He passed away a few years ago, but it's incredible the ways I feel he comes say hi to me. And this was definitely one of them. For sure, I knew I had him along with me for this paddle. Alright, this was very hard to record, so let's move on to the exciting part. I researched multiple places before I get to this location, and I strongly recommend you come here. If you have your own paddleboard like me, or if you don't, they rent kayaks, paddleboards, so just get over here and enjoy this awesome experience. Make sure to check episode 10 for all the details and the full paddle on this location.
So I've done paddle with the most incredible different animals. The last ones were these birds in Florida that would swim underneath my board up and down. But here, y'all, it's swimming with jellyfish. There's a lot of them. Here.
Definitely don't forget to ask for your map with directions, because this has the directions of going out into the canal, then paddle to the ocean, turn your way around, and come through the mangroves on the way back. I'm so excited for this paddle. Let's see what we're gonna see on the way. Come with me. And watch out for what's above you, because you don't want to miss these beautiful opportunities of the amazing nature and animal encounters you can have here. But this is not the end, everyone. We just got to the part where we turn around, and now let's go check what paddling through the mangroves is. Over here, just knowing there are no gators. You know, sharks are all the way below there, but they say normally in this mangrove area you don't see many of them. I didn't spot any over here. And just the peace and canopy of trees and going kind of under them and through the mangroves, it was an absolutely renewing experience that I recommend you do on your way out of Key West. If you're enjoying these tips and the stories so far, please subscribe to the channel to watch the other videos. Leave me a like and a comment. I love to share and show you what you want to see, so let me know in the comments below. On the way back, I was checking again all those cute tiny jellyfish when this happened. Did you just see the shark? I can't believe I was able to catch it on camera. It was a little hard. It was quite cool to have that sight. I love to own my own paddleboard because a lot of the times I can go into places where they either don't allow you to go with their paddle or there's no paddleboard to rent. So if you're interested in one, I'm gonna leave the link. I bought this one at Amazon, so you can find this link in the description of the video and you can have one too.
So I gotta say that after this amazing paddle, I found the most magical sunset outdoor shower. Oh my god, what a bucket list. Unfortunately, I did not have time to set up anything to record. I just needed to take care of myself on this one. But I'll send you a picture because when I was driving out of the area, you could see like the sun setting and the shower outside. Oh my god, it was so good. I was needing a head to toe deep clean, so that was really good. Now we're gonna enjoy Kiki's Sand Bar. They're having live music and the singer is playing some country, so I think it's gonna be a great night. Let me show you all. In our patio today is this awesome restaurant and music. Love it.
Now the food you cannot miss here is the tuna nachos. It just literally brought me back to Hawaii. Remembering season 1, the tuna nachos we ate. If you missed that, go check all the tips about Oahu in Hawaii in the bonus episode in season 1. And talking about Hawaii, I got just as a spectacular stargazing night from this location.
Aha! I figured it out. So let's see, technically it should fill all the way until it starts leaking under the van. I hear water coming in. I think we got a hang of this thing, everyone.
One of the cool things I'm including for you in the booklet that I'm gonna give at the end of the season is detailed information of all the things that are common in all these camper vans for you to operate as a first-time traveler and be way more successful than me figuring it out along the way. Continuing on our drive back from Key West, I will tell you that the most exciting part about this trip through the Florida Keys is not making it to the destination, Key West, the most known. It's really going through every different keys and exploring the amazing distinct experiences they have to offer. When researching to do this experience, I figured that Florida Keys have countless spots to encounter marine wildlife. But after a lot of research, I decided to visit the Theater of the Sea. And if you're interested in that kind of adventure as well, make sure to check episode 11 for a full episode of this experience and all my tips.
So we're just entering the park and I can hear the sea lions and I'm super excited and terrified about this afternoon. So let's enjoy some shows. Let's see what's around the park. Can you hear them? And later we'll go swim with them.
These are birds. Only a handful of them have these diagonal feet. This would include toucans, roadrunners, woodpeckers, and of course ours. You'll also notice she's using her beak to help her cook. It's not only useful for cracking open and breaking nuts. He's 41-year-old Verde macaw. Can you say hello? Hello. Good boy. He's actually a hybrid. So he's a mix between a scarlet macaw and a grand military.
It's beautiful.
Can I get a kiss? Aw, thank you, buddy. You're a sweetheart.
Next, it was time to check the friendliest animals of the sea, and it was so cool to be able to get so close to them over here. They were so cute, they would even ask for applause themselves. And if you want to make it even more special, they offer different opportunities for you to swim with the dolphins, meet with one, or even paint with a dolphin.
So now we're in the Sea Lion Theater and I'm so excited for what's about to happen this afternoon and terrified, but they look super cute. Let's watch this.
Now you should definitely go back to episode 11 to check everything the sea lion was able to do, including playing basketball. was definitely not only the dolphins performing tricks. This boat driver slash dolphin trainer was doing everything, including maneuvering the boat with her feet. Now that is quite a skill. Now how cute is that? And next, very interesting part about this place is the encounter you can have with sharks and so much you can learn about them.
I have no idea what their actual name is. That's the cop that gives them their name. And because these guys eat in this manner, people do actually tend to think that they don't have teeth. The answer is no, and we never want to put them in a situation where they don't have that choice. They cannot flip. We can go into a ton of different things.
Cool part is you can actually schedule a swim with a shark adventure here. But for me, this is definitely the closest I'll ever get to a shark. Adventures you can do here, you can feed alligators and also crocodiles.
The water they're found in. Crocodiles, the American crocodile is found primarily in salt water.
It was finally time for the experience we waited an entire day for. I can be very skeptical of meeting experiences with animals because it can sound that they are trapped in this location and deprived of their free life. But Bella is a different story. Bella is a rescue sea lion. She has a neurological condition where she shakes her head side to side, and in the wild, she wouldn't have survived. But here, she had a second chance of life, and she thrives on her experiences with us humans. She responds very well for her training, and she even got a chance to create her own family. So it's definitely a must to watch the full episode 11 to see this entire interaction. Having a chance to interact with this kind of animal, it was quite emotional. I was afraid because I didn't know what this big sea lion was gonna do, but she was so sweet, and you could see how much she deserved and enjoyed her second chance of life. It was quite an honor to be here in this pool. I couldn't hide any of my excitement. You can see me smiling ear to ear from each interaction. And I was just about to hold the biggest baby ever. I can say I kissed a girl and I liked it. You got both flipping or so lovely. She's so soft when she touches you, and the kiss, like super cool, not scary. I don't know what I was scared. Super cool. Look at her. At the end of the swimming was when our trainer was sharing the stories of Bella and how she created her own family, and then they get reunited after our encounter with her. And after so much work, it was well-deserved time for dinner and treats. I cannot recommend a visit to this place enough, and the amazing job they do with these animals, and for you to experience and have the best time with them. While I was in Ayomorada, it was also time to go and cross some bridges and get some beautiful footage with the drone. I was so antsy about getting those images, and you won't believe what happened. If you want to see all the details of the test flights and the desperation, don't miss episode 12. You're gonna get a good laugh and maybe learn with me about this. Now, if you think that turn off the drone was a great maneuver I just learned how to do, well, you got that wrong, my friend. This is where the drone decided Well, I don't have enough battery for you to land. I'm gonna turn myself around and take myself back to my home place. But this drone decided to cross all over the ocean and power lines and go back all the way to that very first location and bridge that we crossed. And I was praying that its battery was gonna make it there. It shows you the path it's going through, and all I could see were those power lines the drone was gonna cross. And at that moment, I was just praying that I set to the correct height so I wouldn't end up with my drone fried in one of them.
Of course, something like this would happen. And over the power line, so it will be somewhere there.
You should definitely go back on episode 12 to see what happened with the drone.
Anytime now?
Well, then the gift of all of this was that checking the videos afterwards, this was the best image I got in all my drone shooting images on this trip. Check this out. Putting this great vibes into the universe that you end up crossing with the right people. Scott came in at the right time. I had the privilege of meeting someone who not only helped me film these amazing, stunning images, but also dedicates his life to protecting the marine ecosystems that surround them. Scott runs the Marine Science Odyssey, a global initiative focused on marine conservation. His work spans from educating the public about ocean health to hands-on efforts like tackling the invasive lionfish problem throughout his nonprofit, Lionfish Central. Check the QR code on the screen and check the amazing work that this man does for the Florida Keys waters. His channel features documentaries, expert interviews, and real-world solutions for saving our oceans. And best, it's completely free to watch. As I got to know him, I realized his mission is just as fascinating as the landscape we were filming. And I got to see firsthand how passionate he is about making marine conservation a global effort. So make sure to check this QR code out. Thank you again, Scott.
So now me and Scott came here for dinner. He's recommending this place called Lorelei, the Gigantic Mermaid. I just need to find where's the entrance to the restaurant. So let's enjoy some dinner, some friendship. We also made good friends with the lady that was in the front of the water park we were. Yeah, pretty cool day, meeting amazing people in these islands. So let's get some dinner.
I strongly forward the recommendation of this dining place, and if I can add my top tip on it, is that you come at sunset time, because it's just an endless sunset view with this reflection in the water, enjoying some live music, some great food.
Good morning, everyone. It's 6:30 in the morning. Let's get this extended day of the trip started. We are gonna make our way out of the Keys today, and we're gonna explore the south of the continental Florida. I mean, this is also the continental, I guess. Well, you know, we're gonna get out of the Keys and explore South Florida. Let's do this.
But first, of course, I had to find a cool spot to watch the sunrise. Check the comments to see the description on how to find this place. And again, a cool place to have some coffee. Because this part of the trip literally marked us leaving the Florida Keys and all these amazing bridges we drove through. I cannot stress enough how the best part of this adventure was to skip in between the islands, have so many different adventures and experiences, meet very cool people, and the drive in between the islands was a piece of this trip I will never forget. It was like driving through a painting, as you can see in these images, and I hope you get to experience this too. So remember to collect those keywords to take your free ebook home. So if you're missing any, this is your time to binge on missing episodes this week, and next Sunday, have them ready to redeem for your free book in our live episode. I'm so excited, and I hope I can help you in your trip. Now let's get back to ours. Welcome to the Coral Castle Museum and Sculpture Garden, established in 1923 in Miami, Florida. So make sure to get back to episode 13 to catch all details about this magical place. I want to start with the mysterious part that despite having only a 4th grade education and standing 5 feet tall, Edward single-handedly moved and carved over 1,000 tons of coral rock without modern machinery. He claimed to have unlocked the secrets of the pyramid builders, and to this day, no one can fully explain how he did it. Every stone was placed with precision, so tightly fitted that even hurricanes couldn't shake them. This place is also known as the Stonehenge of Florida. Edward lived alone, creating this castle as a tribute to the woman who left him just before the wedding. Such an intriguing story, you have to check episode 13 to learn about what these items are. Ed's fascination with the cosmos is evident throughout the castle. His sundial, carved with astonishing accuracy, tells time using the sun's position. And I promise you'll be mesmerized walking around this castle and checking each item that he built. Another particularly fascinating piece is the Florida-shaped table, showing Edward's attention to detail and possibly his tribute to the state where he built his masterpiece. When asked how he built the Coral Castle, Ed simply said, "I know the secrets of the pyramids," and perhaps only he ever truly did. Fascinating. After learning all the intriguing facts about that Coral Castle last episode, including that that's the Stonehenge of the USA, today we're gonna go explore the Zoo Miami. The Zoo Miami opened its doors in 1980, and fun fact, it is 3 times larger than the famous San Diego Zoo that has only 100 acres and 59 acres bigger than the Bronx Zoo that has 265. It's a wild adventure across 750 acres, which only 324 acres are developed. So wear comfy shoes, you'll be walking over 4 miles unless you hop on one of the cool rides I'll show you later. But for now, let's go check it out and get some tips right here with me. Make sure to catch up with episode 14 for all the details of what you cannot miss in this place, tips about getting your tickets and cutting the line, and much more. And stick around because the last visit was my favorite exhibit experience in this park, and I'll show you how you can basically swim with a crocodile without getting wet. Then if you're visiting the zoo with kids, plan to spend a good amount of time at this exhibition because this might be one of the best science classes they've been through. A very cool thing about the Zoo Miami is that these exhibitions change, so every visit here will not be the same. The time I was here, they were building this dinosaur exhibit, which is now open until September 2025. Next on the list is very familiar to us Floridians, but this is a kind I've never seen before. Did you know there's such a thing as a Cuban crocodile? Well, that was a lesson learned for me, and they look quite smaller and kind of cute. What do you think? A next exhibit to try was Wings of Asia, one of the most peaceful and magical parts of the Zoo Miami. This isn't just a bird exhibit, it's actually the largest aviary of Asian birds in the entire Western Hemisphere, home to over 400 birds from 85 different species. Keep your eyes up and down and all around. Some birds love to hide in plain sight, and yes, you might hear some surprise squawks, chirps, and even a call that sounds like laughter. And I gotta say, it was quite cool to meet one of the rarest birds in the world here. we step out of bird paradise, we're greeted by something massive, I mean giant. Just ahead are the Asian elephants, and wow, they really make you feel small in the best way. These gentle giants can weigh up to 11,000 pounds, and they're surprisingly graceful for their size. A fun fact is that unlike African elephants, the Asian elephants have smaller ears, but just as much personality. And apparently be careful because they have a good aim to toss some stuff at you. Wild. My number 6 and one of the most exciting encounters I had today was seeing for the first time what it's called the greater one-horned rhinoceros, also known as the Indian rhino. Up close, they look like they're wearing an armor, right? That thick folded skin isn't just for show, it helps protect them in the wild. These giants can weigh over 6,000 pounds. They're surprisingly calm and often spend their time grazing or wallowing in the mud to cool off and keep bugs away. Once again, if you haven't yet, make sure to go back to episode 14 because you're gonna learn about so many animals I didn't even know existed. At the Exposition for Florida Mission Everglades, we're diving into one of the most unique ecosystems on the planet. Here you find from bears to dive underneath crocodiles, face a Florida panther, in an immersive experience like I've never experienced before. The most exciting part for me was to fulfill my kid at heart and crawl underneath a see-through tunnel that places you underwater, surrounded by American crocodiles. This immersive experience lets you observe these fascinating reptiles from a unique vantage point, offering a thrilling perspective on their natural behaviors. Would you go through this tunnel? Another very cute experience right across the way, on the next tunnel you can actually slide through, is the otter habitat. And although that part was definitely my favorite, the immersive experience doesn't end there. Next, you can go inside other habitats and see bears, to which I'm definitely desperate about encountering in the wild, but I had a very pleasant experience seeing them at a distance when I was in Tennessee. A next very cute one was seeing a fox, and to be honest, I don't think I've ever seen a fox in person, so this will be my count 11.
Hello? Hello? Out here. Out here, baby.
After blowing some kisses, she eventually figured out I was on the other side. So cute. And then there were plenty other angles for you to still see the bears, the alligators, and just unleash your kid at heart and go through some fun adventures. And all of this is why I say the Zoo Miami is a must stop in your South Florida road trip. So the Florida Keys is all these islands connected by bridges all the way at the south end of Florida. We explored a little bit of the South Florida, and now we're going to the last key, which is closest to Miami, this little adjacent island connected by a bridge called Key Biscayne. I would say if you don't have time to do the entire Florida Keys travel, but you are in Miami, this is definitely a day trip you must account for, because it's going to the Keys, Key Biscayne, and you have that experience on driving on the bridge through the ocean and getting to the beautiful point. There's a state park where we're gonna tour around. Welcome to Bill Begg's Cape Florida State Park. Admission is $8 per vehicle. They're open at 8 a.m. until sundown, and you can get all this information on their website, as well as plan your day because there's many activities you can explore around here. Make sure to catch episode 15 for all the tips around this park. The iconic Cape Florida Lighthouse is the oldest standing structure in Miami-Dade County. It was built in 1825 and it has weathered hurricanes, pirates, and centuries of change, standing tall as a symbol of resilience and giving you the experience of these amazing views 360 from the point of Key Biscayne Island. Isn't that just amazing? There are many pieces of history for you to explore, different trails to go on walks, bike rides, just chill on the beach, get some pictures. Actually, I do recommend this spot for family pictures, baby pictures, weddings. I mean, whatever it is, this is absolutely gorgeous, everyone. I can't believe we are at the end of another season, and what an amazing adventure this was. So many learnings about camping with the van, about meeting people, about experiencing different things I haven't before, another load of firsts. So for you that watched this entire season, thank you. For you that just got here, go back and check it out. Thank you all so much for the support. Let me know in the comments what questions you have. Let's see what comes next. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. My sunglasses are falling. I'm just so grateful for this amazing season. The safety, the protection, being healthy, besides getting sick. So I hope you enjoyed the season. And let's see what's up for the next one, so stay tuned. Because next episode is where we close it out. We go live, we get to talk to each other. You have this week again to catch up, binge all these episodes, collect all the keywords. Next episode is your chance to redeem all these keywords for your free, tested and tried ebook of this road trip to Key West. I'm gonna give you all the tips for renting a camper van, apps you can use. If you're not renting a camper van, that's fine as well, because I'm gonna give the perfect itinerary of what you skip going down to Key West and then skipping back on the things you missed. I promise you all, this is definitely the perfect itinerary to do Florida Keys in a week, as well as all these things we saw in South Florida. So stay tuned. Next Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time of the United States. I'll be meeting you all live right here. Meanwhile, you have the time to catch up with the episodes. Please send me all the questions. I'm gonna be answering the top 10 questions live on this episode as well. And I'll see you all next Sunday right here at 6 p.m. And we're gonna know what's gonna happen with this channel next. Check out here on the screen. I have left this entire season for you to watch. I'll see you then.